Hello, my friends. Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa Stringworks Man Cave with all my good friends from the band. I might as well just introduce everybody real quick, and that way I don't have to do it later. Well, if you don't know me, you're lost. Over there on the guitar, that's Gary Haven. Hello. And he's from St. James, kind of halfway between St. James and Rolla, really. But anyway, he's closer to St. James. Back there on the big doghouse bass, we got Don Davis, and he's from St. James as well. We got Bill Pilliard over here on the guitar, and he is from Rolla. And we have the beautiful Beverly Spencer here from Rolla, Doolittle area. Generally, yeah, kind of in between, all parts all around, you know. All right, well, that's the introductions. We've got a good lineup for you. Mostly they're going to be requests this evening. But before we get into that, a little bit of housekeeping. Those of you who have been following along on the auction did complete. The Taylor classical guitar sold for $1,251 at 4 o'clock. The Martin D25K sold for $1,870 at 5 o'clock. And the Rosa mandolin sold for $6,250 at 6 o'clock. And that's a grand total for the widow of Randy Allen of $9,371 total. So that really worked out well. And I do appreciate all those of you who did bid on that. And I thank you for supporting the cause. Now, we've got, it looks like 90 viewers live right now, and we're going to start off with our first request. This is an old Dillards tune written by Mitch Jane of the Dillards. It's called Old Home Place. Real quick just to see if we are even live out there. Let's see. It looks positive mostly. I don't see any negative comments. Bruce Ducker says, play louder and smile. Okay, well, I don't know how we can play much louder. We're playing about as loud as we can. Gary Hayes, West Virginia, waiting on the party. Sounding great, Jerry. Okay, well, good. I'm going to call that good enough. So, Gary, I think you're up.
Okay, we'll go to E. We'll do Bury Me Beneath the Willow.
This is another request, and Gary is filling this one. It's Bury Me Beneath the Willow.
My heart is sad and I am lonely for the only one I love. When will I see her? No, no, never till we meet in heaven above. Then bury me beneath the willow under the weeping willow tree, so she may know where I am sleeping, and perhaps she'll weep for me. She told me that she dearly loved me. How could I believe it untrue? Until an angel softly whispered, she has proven untrue to you. Then bury me beneath the willow under the weeping willow tree, so she will know where I am sleeping, and perhaps she'll weep for me. Tomorrow was to be our wedding day. God, oh God, where can she be? She's gone to wed another. She no longer cares for me. Then bury me beneath the willow under the weeping willow tree, where she may know where I am sleeping, and perhaps she'll weep for me, and perhaps she'll weep for me.
Very nice job. Well, it looks like the comments are coming in positive. Gary Hayden just gave us a super chat, and thank you very kindly for that. We really do appreciate it. Sound is good, much improved, it says. That's very good, thank you. Sounds great even on my iPad speakers. There was Jerry's mic could be turned up just a touch. Well, this is a different mic. I've never used this mic before, ever. It's a new mic that I bought 10 years ago, never used it. So I don't know anything about it.
It's split or vocal?
It's kind of in between.
Which one they want you to turn up?
He said my mic, I think.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, okay, everybody's still positive comments, so we're good. So Beverly, where are you headed?
I'm headed for the key of B.
B-boy?
That's what we're going to try. And it was a Ricardo family song.
Carter family song? Okay,
I
good.
think so. It's called Keep on the Sunny Side.
Oh, Keep on the Sunny Side. That's a great song.
You ready? There's a dark and troubled side of life. There's a bright and sunny side too. Though we meet with the darkness and strife, the sunny side way also may be. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all the way if we keep
Very nice. I've been watching the comments here. Everything looks good so far. And Charles Salkowitz gave us a super chat, so thank you very kindly. If you are inclined to give us a super chat, we really do appreciate it. It is, helps to pay the expenses and the good gas money for the band that's driving out here. I'm way out in the boonies, you know.
Yeah. Cross the railroad track 3 times.
Yeah, you have to cross the railroad track on one road 3 times to get here. And
One
it's the
lane
same
road.
railroad track.
Same railroad track 3 times.
And you just re-graveled it too, didn't you?
Well, they did scrape it today.
Oh,
yeah.
did they? Oh, nice.
Yeah, they did actually drive down it. Let's see. You up, Mr. Bill?
What are we going to do?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to leave it up
request?
to you.
Request or?
We can if you want to.
That was a picking request.
All right. We've got a pick and request for Soldier's Joy, and Bill's going to lead us in that one.
fine. I was
going
ready
to
to run with it.
I had that fancy ending all worked out there, but
okay.
I didn't warn anybody about it, so nobody knew it. Anyway, there you go. That was Soldier's Joy, and we just sped it up and sped it up and sped it up because we could. People have asked about Leon, and Leon is a snowbird. He goes down to Arizona and visits his son and daughter and grandkids for the winter, and he will be back pretty much any day now. It's going to be real soon. So the next time we have a live, Leon, the banjo player, will be back. And he is sorely missed. He is such a fine musician. And we got another super chat from Caleb Mills. Thank you very much, Caleb. I know Caleb. And Nicholas Vasquez. And, well, I think did I mention Bruce Ducker earlier? I think I did, but I'm not sure. But so thank you very much for those super chats. We really do appreciate them. I think it's back to me, isn't it?
Yeah.
I had a request for one of my original songs. I wrote this one, I don't know, back in the 90s, I guess, something like that. I had a couple of friends, having marital troubles, and that was partly what inspired this. Anyway, it's called If I Could Drive Through Your Mind. It's in G. By the way, it's in the key of G. Sometimes we tell you the key and sometimes we forget, but we're trying to remember, and somebody did remark that he's glad we're telling him the keys because he wants to play along. Lately there's signs upon your face, match the signs on the road I take. Slow down, don't turn left, get in the head. And the caution light is lit as we head for the last exit. But I wonder what I'd find if I could drive through your mind. I wonder what I'd find if I could drive through your mind. Would the road be rough or paved? Would your love for me be safe? A highway or gravel road, either way it's the same old road. And I wonder what I'd find if I could drive through your mind. How about it, Bill? Each day on the interstate, as I'm pulling the load of freight, well, I think of you with each passing sign I see. Now the road ahead looks rough, and the going sure be tough, but I wonder what I'd find if I could drive through your mind. And I wonder what I'd find if I could drive through your mind. Would the road be rough or paved? Could your love for me be safe? A highway or gravel road, either way it's the same old road. And I wonder what I'd find if I could drive through your mind. Oh, I wonder what I'd find if I could drive through your mind. There you go. That was sponsored by AAA.
Or the attorneys.
Yeah, sponsored by the attorneys. Where are we headed there?
We're
Miss?
going to stay in that same vein here.
Looks like we got another super chat from Dennis Mood. I so enjoyed your concerts each month. Reminds me of my childhood. Well, thank you very much, Dennis. We appreciate that.
Is he saying we're childish?
Right me. Where you at? What key you at?
We're going to be in E.
Okay.
This is an old Lost and Found tune that was requested. I think it's called Leftover Biscuits.
Oh, yeah.
Leftover biscuits, leftover ham, leftover gravy in an old frying pan, leftover coffee, leftover tea. Now I'm all alone 'cause she done left over me. I asked my wife if I could go out with the boys, just a little party over at Jimmy Roy's. She said, yes, honey, you know that I don't care. What I didn't tell her, it was a 3-day affair. Leftover biscuits, leftover ham, leftover gravy in an old frying pan, leftover coffee, leftover tea. Now I'm all alone 'cause she done left over me. Then we went to a party over at my neighbor's home. Me and my neighbor's wife in the kitchen all alone. She was making biscuits while I was making time. Caught in the act by that little old wife of mine. Leftover biscuits, leftover ham, leftover gravy in an old frying pan. Leftover coffee, leftover tea. Now I'm all alone 'cause she done left over me, Bill. Leftover biscuits, leftover ham, leftover gravy in an old frying pan. Leftover coffee, leftover tea. Now I'm all alone 'cause she done left over me.
Well, we're getting lots of nice compliments out there. Nice job on that song there, by the way, Gary. And Mike Bennett just gave us a super chat. Somebody asked, did Beverly bring her dobro? And by gosh, she sure did. And she'll get that out here before too long, I'm sure. I thought I saw another comment I was going to comment on. I don't remember what it was right now. Gary Smythe says that instruments are sounding real good. He can hear everything, so that's really good. Yeah, that's good. Well, that's good and bad. I prefer you didn't hear me too much. But anyway, everything's going pretty well. So let's see, who's up? I guess it's Beverly.
Yeah. I thought since Easter's coming up, I'd do a gospel song.
Okay, cool.
I think it was actually put out by Roy Acuff back many moons ago. It's called The Man I'm Looking For.
Okay.
And it's in B flat.
B flat.
Yeah. As I get my
B flat, ladies and gentlemen.
guitar. It doesn't want to cooperate. Oh well, we'll do it anyways. That kind of out, but here we go. If you see a man in sandals, please send him down my way. It might be my master, he's coming back someday. And if you see a man in white, like no one you've seen before, well, won't you let me know, 'cause that's the man I'm looking for. And if you can remember, ask him what's his name. And if he tells you Jesus, say we're so glad you came. Tell him you know someone
job, Beverly.
Thank you.
One of my favorites.
We got a comment, and the question was, is everybody playing Martins? Well, no, I'm playing a mandolin, and it's Rosa mandolin.
Bill's playing a BP.
Yeah,
Bill's
but it was
playing.
bought.
Bill's playing a hybrid. He got the parts from Martin, and he built that in my shop.
Sounds like a Martin.
Yeah, it does sound like a Martin. Well, a little better than that. No, never mind.
We don't want to brag too
I
much.
have to be careful. I have to be careful what I say because might get kabonged here.
Yeah.
But anyway, no. Anyway, we are sort of kind of all three playing Martins in sort of a way anyway, because the parts came from there. Let's see. I guess Bill's up next. Have you got one in mind, Mr. Bill?
Yeah, we're going to do one Don Williams did years ago.
Don Williams song? What key we're going to be in?
C.
We're going to be in the key of C, and it's a Don Williams song. Do you know a title?
Lord, I hope this day is good.
Lord, I hope this day is good.
Lord, I hope this day is good. I'm feeling empty and misunderstood. I should be thankful, Lord, I know I should. But Lord, I hope this day is good. Lord, have you forgotten me? I've been praying to you faithfully. I'm not saying I'm a righteous man, but Lord, I hope you understand. I've been the king since the dawn of time. All I'm asking is a little less crime. It would be hard for the devil to do, but it would be easy for you. Lord, I hope this day is good. I'm feeling empty and misunderstood. I should be thankful, Lord, I know I should. But Lord, I hope this day is good. I don't need money and I don't need fame. Send down the thunder, Lord, send down the rain. But when you're planning just how it should be, plan a good day for me. Lord, I hope this day is good. I'm feeling empty and misunderstood. I should be thankful, Lord, I know I should. But Lord, I hope this day is good.
Very nice job. Lord, I hope this day is good. And so far it is. It's very good. Let's see. I got a request for Bringin' Mary Home, one of the country gentleman tune, and I think it was written by John Duffy, if I remember right. And we're going to do this in the key of G, George. And because it's a little bit tricky, it goes C-A-D in the tricky part there. It's C-A-D.
I was driving down a lonely road on a dark and stormy night when a little girl by the roadside showed up in my headlight. Well, I stopped, she crawled in the back, and in a shaky tone she said, "My name is Mary, please won't you take me home?" She must have been so frightened, alone there in the night. There was something strange about her, for the face was deadly white. They're pale and quiet in the backseat all alone, and I never will forget that night I took Mary home. I pulled into the driveway where she told me to go. I got out to help her from the car, then I opened up the door. I just could not believe my eyes, for the back seat was bare. And I looked all around the car, but Mary wasn't there. A light shone from the front porch, someone opened up the door. And I asked about the little girl that I was searching for. The lady gently smiled as she brushed a tear away. She said it sure was nice of you to go out of your way. But 13 years ago tonight, in a wreck just down the road, our darling Mary lost her life, and we miss her so. Thank you for your trouble and the kindness you have shown. You're the 13th one that's been here, bringing Mary home.
Or something like that. Got my hands all tangled up, but that's normal for me these days. Well, let's see, and thanks for that request also. And I think it was Michael 2X that requested that song. I can't really remember all the requested parties, unfortunately. Just looking for comments there. Everything's looking positive so far. So I think it's up to you, Mr. Gary.
We had a request for Age, which I am doing. This is a Jim Croce song from back in the very early 70s. Redone by several bluegrass folks, but we're in the key of D. I've been up and down and around about and back and in. Been so many places I can't remember where or when. And my only boss was the clock on the wall and my only friend. Never really was a friend at all. I've traded love for pennies, sold my soul for less, lost my ideals in that long tunnel of time. I've been inside out and around about and back in in. Found myself right back where I started again. Once I had myself $1 million, now I've only got a dime. Good friends don't seem quite is good today. With a nickel or a million, I am searching all the time. Something that I never lost or left behind. I've traded love for pennies and sold my soul for less. Lost my ideals in that long tunnel of time. I've turned inside out and around about and back in. Found myself right back where I started again. Yeah. I'm in my second circle and I'm headed for the top. I learned a lot of things along the way. I'll be careful while I'm climbing, cause it hurts a lot to drop. When you're down, nobody gives a dang anyway. I've traded love for pennies and sold my soul for less. Lost my ideals in that long tunnel of time. I've turned inside out and around about and back in. Found myself right back where I started again.
Mighty fine, mighty fine. That was an old Jim Croce song, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Did a good job on it. Walt Willard says, sounds great. I hope my playing along isn't dragging you down. Well, not so far, Walt. You're doing just fine, man. Just keep it up. And Michael 2X gave us a super chat also. So Walt Willard and Michael 2X, thank you for those super chats. Beverly. You going to get your dobro out in this session or going to wait till the second session? Because we're going to finish this session here shortly.
Okay. I'll get it in second.
Okay.
Second section.
Okay.
B flat again.
F.
Oh, F.
Request time, was it? There was on the Jericho Road.
Oh,
Yeah.
Of course, we have never done this together, so I don't know what's going
Well,
to happen.
there's a first time for everything.
I'm the weak link here.
And you're about to hear it.
We might run off the road, but
She's doing Jericho Road in the key of F.
keep F.
I'll agree with that.
Okay.
You sure you don't want to do it in F sharp flat or anything?
Well, we can. Look, we might end up there.
I'll be flat for sure.
As you travel along on the Jericho Road, bless your hearts in all wrong and heavy your load. Just bring it to Christ, your sins all confess. On the Jericho Road, your heart He will bless.
On the Jericho Road,
On the Jericho Road,
there's room for just two.
there's room for just two.
No more or no less.
No more or no less.
Just Jesus and you.
Just Jesus and you. Each burden He'll bear, each sorrow He'll share. There's never care, for Jesus is Oh, brother, to you, this message I bring, that hope may be gone, He'll cause you to see, and Jesus commands, the shadows must fall, on the Jericho Road, will you answer His call?
On the Jericho Road,
On the Jericho Road,
there's room for just two.
there's room for just two,
No more or no less.
no more or no less.
Just Jesus and you.
Just Jesus and you, each burden He'll bear, each sorrow He'll share. There's never a care, for Jesus is there.
snuck up on me there.
Yeah.
That was your line. Jim.
That was my line?
That was your line.
Well, there you go.
Next time.
Yeah.
Well, there's a first
you, I
time for
said
everything,
wink,
and that was it. So there you go.
Great.
We got close.
We rest.
And you did a fine job singing it, that's
Thanks.
for sure. Fred Martin just gave us a super chat. Thank you very kindly. We appreciate it very much, Fred. Are you Nathan Gruber says, are you guys church friends? Well, not so much. More music friends.
Occasionally
church
we
songs.
see each other in different
Yeah.
churches. Yeah.
We play music in
Yes.
churches quite often.
We go to different churches most of the time.
Yes.
I had some buddies that 4 brothers, and they all went to different churches. And I asked them, I says, "That's so you can't tell on one another?" Just saying, you know.
Yeah, you never know. What are you going to do, Mr. Bill?
I'm gonna do one in D here, and I think this is.
While he's thinking there, I will tell you that we are going to play 1 or 2 more tunes here, and then we're going to take a short break. And during that break, I have about a 12-minute video that I'll put up there just so there's something on the screen. Not too sure you're going to find it too interesting, but you just might. You just never know.
Oh, I can't think of the kickoff. Let me think here. Let's do the other one. Okay.
Oh, he had a brain jam.
Yeah.
East Virginia Blues.
You want to do East Virginia Blues?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
well, we
that's
can
cool.
do that. That's pretty well.
Yeah. Is
Set in
that a Carter
stone.
song?
That is.
East Virginia Blues. They said that's another Carter song. What key we going to do it in?
I guess
D,
we'll
dog?
stay in D.
Going to do it in D,
But
dog.
we do it somewhat differently.
Yeah.
Kind of folky.
Oh, okay.
I was born in East Virginia. North Carolina ain't my home. There I met a very young maiden, name and age I did not know. Name and age I did not know. Oh, her hair was dark and curly, and her cheeks were rosy red. On her breast she wore white lilies, where I long to lay my head. Where I long to lay my head. I don't want your greenback dollar. I don't want your watch and chain. All I want is your heart, darling. Say you'll take me back again. Say you'll take me back again. The ocean's deep, I can't wade it, and I have no wings to fly. So I'll catch me a blue-eyed boatman for to roll me over the tide.
man. Very good job, you two. I'm going to give you 24 hours to cut that out. Let's see. We got a bunch of super chats that popped in here. Zombeetle01, thank you. David Tharp, thank you very much. And he said thanks for the Jero Road. That Zombeetle says that I was supposed to be rehearsing for tomorrow, but... So thank you. And then Jim F., he gave us a super chat. He says, I want to see you all live someday. Well, we're live right now. None of us are dead, I promise. I promise.
Well,
well, with the exception of one.
yeah.
I love the music. Sounds great. This is Dottie Hildebrandt. Nice job on the mics. Thank you. Well, thank you, Dottie. And then C. Wilczek gave us a super chat. Just awesome tonight. He or she says. I'm not sure who the C. Wilczek is. I've got another request here for another one of my original songs. We're going to go to the key of A. A like apple. While they're getting their capos on, I'll just tell you a real quick story. This is a song I wrote about a little vine-covered church. It was on the side of a highway. I just got one little tiny glimpse of it, and it just burned an image in my brain. I tried for 6 months to write a song about a little one-room schoolhouse, and every time I tried to write that song, this little church came into my head, and it wouldn't let me write that other song. And finally, I just gave up and said, well, I guess God's trying to tell me something. I'm supposed to write this song about the vine-covered church. I switched to that, and in 30 minutes, I was finished after 6 months of anguish. So anyway, here it is, the vine-covered church.
You won't find it on a well-traveled highway. It's not even on a dusty gravel road. And you have to want to be there when you find it, 'cause it's not on any maps I know. Out across the field through the pasture, you climb along the steep and rocky trail. When you cross that little creek in the valley, you'll see that vine-covered church on the hill. That vine-covered church above the valley, where the congregation gathered to pray, built with their hands from the forest, now stands as a marker for the grave. The siding and shingles were tattered, the steeple leaned slightly to the right, and though all the windows were shattered, you can still hear them singing at night. The brothers and sisters who worship, they gather in this holy place still, though they lie at rest in the valley, beneath that vine-covered church on the hill. That vine-covered church above the valley, where the congregation gathered to pray, built with their hands from the forest, now stands as a marker for the grave.
tell you one real quick story follow up on that song. The very, very first time we played it, we were down in the neck of the woods where that little church existed. We were down in Farmington at the auction barn. And when we got off stage after playing that song, a man ran up to me. He says, "Son, I love your song about that little vine-covered church, but do you know you have to change the words?" And I said, "Why would I need to change the words?" And he says, "Because you don't know?" And I said, "No, I don't know. Why would I need to change it?" He goes, "Well, they just tore it down yesterday." And that was after 6 months of trying to write the song, and the church was way over 100 years old. It was just meant to be, is all I can tell you. There you go. We're going to take a short break. I'm going to put a little short video clip on. It's about 12 minutes long, and we'll be back shortly after that. If we're having some kind of issue, because we're going to try to learn a new song, I think, in the break. If we're having any kind of issue, I may just play the "I'll be right back" message after that. So rest assured, we're coming back. Here's the video. Hello, my friends. Jero Road here in the Rosa Stringworks workshop. I have a quick laser cutter project for you. The folks that follow me in my vlogs know that I really am a fan of purple martin birds. And I've got a bunch of purple martin houses that I need to put up. Unfortunately, they don't have entrances here. So I need to make new entrances. Yeah, you could say there's an entrance in there, but we're going to ignore that round entrance. We're going to take that out of there later. I'm not worried about that right now. But I need to make new entrances like this. These are more starling resistant. And I can put these in here. Now this first attempt, I already made this one, and it's a little loose. The second one I made is a press fit. It fits in there perfectly. So I'm going to show you how I make these on my laser cutter. In order to create this martin house entrance, I have to first go into a program called Inkscape, and I have to create the actual object. So I'm going to take the circle tool and draw a circle, and this will be a perfect circle. The circle is selected, and now I can type in the size that I want. And I know I want 103.5 millimeters is what I want. But first I'm going to lock the dimensions of this together, and I'm going to say 103.5. And now I have a perfect circle that's exactly the right size for my martin houses. What I did was I got rid of the dark color and I left a red ring around this. Now I want to change that ring, and it needs to be about a 0.2 millimeter. It's already a 0.215, but I'm going to make it exactly 0.2. I don't think that really matters that much, but it just seems to work well with the laser cutter. Alright, so I've got that. Now I'm going to make my rectangle, and my rectangle needs to be 69 by 26. I just drew the rectangle there first. Now I'll select it, and the width, I want that to be 69 millimeters, and the height I want to be 26 millimeters. Okay, I had the lock on. I messed that up. So let me go back to this and say 69 millimeters on the length. Now you can see that first of all, they're not in the right orientation. They're not lined up. So what I can do is I can select that one, select this one, and then go into alignment. And I can align it on the center. So I'll just do that real quick. So now they're both aligned on the center. And then what I need to do is make a circle underneath here also. This time I want to do a 30 millimeter circle. I'll lock it so both dimensions are exactly 30 millimeters. There we go. And then once again I need to align it. So let me pick it with that. I'll just go ahead and pick all three just to be safe. And I'll click align down the center. And for some reason it didn't work that time. Well, doggone it. There we go. Got them all three aligned. Now this, actually I don't have that right. I'm going to move that up there a little bit, real close to the top. And then I'm going to realign these again. All right, so I've got them aligned. Now these two here are this square and this circle that I have right here. I'm going to select those two, and then I'm going to go up here and say path, and I'm going to say union. And what that did was, actually, I'm going to back that up. I'm going to undo that because I got ahead of myself. I'm going to select the square first, and if I select, double click on it, these become circles here. And so this circle, I want to round the corners off. So I'm just going to pull the corners in a little bit. Well, I thought that was going to work. There it is. Yeah, it did at that time. Okay, so now the corners are rounded off. And now I'm going to select it. Select both of them again. And then I'm going to say path union. And so now you can see it's cut out this shape exactly like I want. It's centered in the circle here. And all I have to do now is save it. So I'll say File, Save as Martin House Entry. I'll just say entryway just to be different than the last one I made. And so now the only other thing I have to do is I have to set this drawing to the exact page size, and that's because the laser cutter requires that. So I just go up here to File and then Document Properties, and I say resize page to the content. And so now the page, you can see, has been drawn right around the object. That's the way the laser cutter needs it. I don't know why, but it does. And now I'll have to resave that again. Okay, so that's all saved. We're all done. It's in red. It has to be in red, by the way, because that's a signal to the laser cutter that it will cut a path there. Now, if it was a different color, like black or blue, that means something else, but we're not worried about that right now. We're just worried about cutting out this exact design. So we need it in red. I'm just going to save it one more time just to be safe. I'm going to close this out. I'm going to go into the laser cutter software, and you can see I already have that design up there. And because I've already got it up there and typed in, you can see it's the exact same thing that we just made. This is a different file. I'm not trying to pull anything. It is a different file, but it's exactly the same. So since I've already got this talking to the laser cutter, I'm just going to put a piece of wood in there, and we're going to cut this out. Okay, we're at the laser cutter. The most important thing about the laser cutter is to have the top of this at the proper height for this laser beam to be focused. I have made myself a jig, and it's this thing right here. I can lay it across these rails, and it touches the top of that. I know I'm exactly the right height for this thing to cut efficiently. The height is very, very important. So I've got the piece of wood laid in there. It's in the proper location. I can close this down. The other thing that's very important is the cutting, I guess you'd call it power or temperature. I've got it set at 20.5. That seems to be really good for this particular thickness of wood. The wood's about an 1/8 inch thick. So now we'll move you up real close where you can watch the action. All right, so I'm going to go over to the computer and tell it to cut that. And it's starting by cutting out the actual entrance first. And now it's going to cut out the circle. You can see how fast it is. It's pretty darn fast and very, very accurate. It cuts exactly the same size every single time. It's very, very cool. So now we'll open this up and take it out. And you can see that it you know, didn't quite knock it loose, but it is loose. You know, I can just take my hands and just push it out like that, and it's perfect. So it makes a perfect entrance. Let's go check it and make sure that it actually fits the gourd. So here's the gourd, and here's the one we just cut out. And you can see that it is a perfect fit. It's like a press fit. In other words, you know, you have to, it'll hold itself in there because it fits it perfectly snug. So it doesn't even fall out. You know, you can adjust it by a 0.1 millimeter if you want to and make it exactly the right size. And that's what I did here. The first one I cut out was a little bit loose. I think it was 102 millimeters. So I said, well, let's make it 103.5 millimeters. And boy, it cuts it exactly like that. Really a cool product. Those laser cutters are really worth their money. If you've got little projects that you need to cut out parts for, I recommend that you get one. It is a little bit of a learning curve, learning Inkscape, and you also need to get the software called the K40 Whisperer software to run the laser cutter. In fact, you should just take the laser cutter software that the laser cutter comes with and just throw it away. Now I'm talking about these cheaper Chinese laser cutters that you can get for a few $100s on eBay or, you know, Amazon or whatever. Now the really expensive laser cutters, I don't know about those, but I'm talking about these more inexpensive ones. Just take the software, throw it away, get the K40 Whisperer software and learn how to use Inkscape, and you're off to the races. Well, so there's what my cluster looks like. Over here we have 12 houses. Over here we have only 6, but there are 6 more posts on this pole here, so I could hang 6 more over there. These are hung a lot closer together. I did that intentionally for 2 reasons. Number one, I'm real close to the fence right there, so when I take it down, it doesn't hit the fence. And number 2, that's a lot less wind resistance. The tighter you keep them together. And number 3, I think they're still plenty spread out. I don't think the birds have a problem with that, especially considering they often live in those apartment houses that are right next to each other. So I think it's perfectly fine. This pole leans a little bit to the left, but it's not a big deal. It's real solid in the ground. And because of gravity, the gourds hang flat anyway, so it doesn't really matter to the birds at all. That's all we're going to do this year for the martins. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you like that. Thank you for watching.
Opal's got a little shop, coffee, tea, and soda pop, written on the faded window sign. Ruby and Pearl are her best friends. There you'll find the 3 of them, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9:30. You can set a watch by their routine. Classic small town Norman Rockwell scene. They talk about the wheres and whens, a little gossip now and then about who's doing what, maybe why. You mean to tell me you don't know about what's her name and so? Can you believe that Oakwood's still alive? Their own little corner of the world. Opal, Ruby, and Pearl.
Well, we're back, and of course the camera's not focusing when you know. Isn't that wonderful? I can't believe it's never simple. Not ever simple.
Probably because they're so close.
No, it's just being mean. It just does that once in a while. I don't know. There it is. Well, it went focus for a second, and then it left again. We're not going to worry about the focus. It'll come back in a second. I've got my grandsons here, and Trinian, the tall one here, is 10 years old today. So let's go to A. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Trinian. Happy birthday to you. And it's so sad because these boys have not had any fun at the farm all week. Have you?
I had.
What did you do that you thought was fun?
Trent almost wrecked the go-kart 10 times.
Trent almost wrecked the go-kart 10 times. What else?
Shooting the gun.
Shooting the guns and fishing. And how many fish did you catch, do you think?
Like 20.
Like at least 20, huh?
Typical fisherman.
All right, guys. Well, you guys can go ahead and go. Thanks for coming in. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
All right, let's see here. We didn't plan any on like what we're going to do first, though, did we? Have you guys got one ready or anything? Anybody got one?
Sure, I can do this one.
All right. Is it in A? Or?
No, it's in B flat. I kind of
In
messed
B
up.
flat. So Gary's going to lead us off in B flat. What's the title? Do you know?
The title of this is Beyond the Rain.
Beyond the Rain.
I think it was Song of the Year in 2007.
And this is one that we haven't played, right?
Well,
Or I
probably not. So, everybody ready? B flat. When the sky is getting dark and the clouds are moving in, when the storms of life fill our hearts with pain, just let the Savior in, for when we trust in Him, He will lead us beyond the rain. Beyond the rain, there'll be no more dying, no more crying, no more pain. When we put our lives in the hands of Jesus, He will lead us beyond the rain. When we live our lives alone, try to make it on our own, still the heartaches and emptiness remain. If we hold on to God's hand, He will lead us to a land where the sun will always shine beyond the rain. Beyond the rain, there'll be no more crying, no more crying, no more pain. When we put our lives in the hands of Jesus, He will lead us beyond the rain. battle has been won. God gave His only Son to fulfill the promise of His name. If we only believe, what a gift we will receive to live with Jesus beyond the rain. Beyond the rain, there'll be no more dying, no more crying, no more pain. When we put our lives in the hands of Jesus, He will lead us beyond the rain. When we put our lives in the hands of Jesus, He will lead us beyond the rain.
Very nice song. We got a super chat from John Stokes and from D.E., and we thank you very kindly for that. Lots of real nice compliments going on there, and I appreciate it very much. Dottie asked me to play Dirt Farmer. I'll do that when I get to it. When I get to my turn. That's what I mean. Sometimes I don't say what I mean. Are you up?
No, Bill's up.
Well, wasn't that your song?
Yeah.
I went first, so really.
You're trying to say.
Yeah, because I don't know what to play. So.
Well,
What are your famous dobro hymns?
you could always do.
What?
You could always do bells. That's one of my
Bells, yeah,
favorites.
that's
Bells?
a good one.
I don't even remember that one. Or not. I guess we can try it.
We're gonna do Bells of St. Mary's in the key of G.
St. Mary's, which was featured in a Bing Crosby movie, except they played it about 1/10 that fast. They played it really slow. Hard to recognize that it's the same song, but it really is. Mr. Bill, what are you going to do on that BP guitar?
BP, we're going to do one in D. Little gospel song here.
A good old gospel song.
There's folks building homes as sweet as can be. They're leathering their yards and planting their trees. But my little hut, I'll just let it be. For Jesus is built a mansion for me. Every day I am getting more ready to go. I'm cleansing my sins more whiter than snow. I'm packing my troubles, I'm bound with this love. Get ready to go to me up above. A mansion for me, a mansion for me, built by my Lord beyond Calvary. Well, my little hut, I'll just let it be. For Jesus is built a mansion for me. For those who have home in this world below, driving fine cars wherever you go, there's coming a time that will all pass away. Get ready to go. Oh, it'll be on that day. A mansion for me, a mansion for me, built by my Lord beyond Calvary. Well, my little hut, I'll just let it be. For Jesus is good, a mansion for me. For Jesus is good, a mansion for me.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Well, let's see here. This thing quit scrolling up and down, so I don't know what happened there. I'm going to go back through very quickly and just scan to make sure I don't see any major problems. John Stokes says, my fingers are working pretty well tonight. Well, they're working better than not working, I guess. Gary Smythe from the UK is asking, do we know a religious song called Calvary Cross?
Not off the top of my head. I've heard it.
It starts off, take up your cross and follow me.
Yeah.
We don't think we know that one offhand. Just scanning down through here, just making sure I'm not missing anything obvious. because it didn't scroll for a long, long time. Somebody says dueling banjos. Sorry.
When the banjo comes back.
Yeah, we might do that when the banjo comes back. Let's see. Okay. I guess that's it. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do Dirt Farmer, since somebody requested that, since I think it was Dottie that asked for that. It's in the key of D.
I'm an old dirt farmer, scrape a living from the soil. Like my father before me, I labor and toil. But my father said, son, you should move away. He said, farm life is dying. Son, please don't stay. So I moved to the city, and I tried to fit in. But I thought of my father and how the crops would get in. And I could hear him say, son, you should move away. He said, farm life is dying. Son, please don't returned for a visit, but I was too late. My father lay dying, and I knew it was fate. But he turned and said, son, you should move away. But I just couldn't leave him, and he knew I would stay. Now I'm an old dirt farmer, scrape a living from the soil. Like my father before me, I labor and toil. There you go. I think we're back around to you, Mr. Gare.
Uh-oh. Well, it is Easter time, so let's stay in D.
Dottie says she sees a bus in the future. Well, duck or run, if you see one coming at you. It's just get out of the way.
Alas, and did my Savior bleed, and did my sovereign die? Would he devote that sacred head for such a worm as I? At the cross where I first saw the light, and the burden of my heart rolled away. It was there by faith I received my sight, and now I am happy all the day.
I think I've lost the melody.
Was it for crimes that I have done? He moaned up on the tree. Amazing pity, grace unknown, and love beyond degree. at the cross where I first saw the light, and the burden of my heart rolled away. It was there by faith I received my sight, and now I am happy all the day. Got a bed? But drops of grief can never repay the debt of love I owe. Dear Lord, I give myself away, is all that I can do. At the cross where I first saw the light, and the burden of my heart rolled away. It was there by faith I received my sight, and now I'm happy all the day. And now I'm happy all the day.
Mighty fine.
I think I didn't bring my mind with me tonight. I left it at home.
Well, since we're mostly doing gospel, it seems like, maybe you want to do What a Friend.
Okay, I could try that one, I guess. It's in D. Key D. What a friend, yeah.
a friend we have in Jesus. Nice tune there. Very good job. Mr. Bill, I believe it's up to you.
Okay.
Someone's asking about the guitars again. When that question came up, that was Gary playing lead on his Martin guitar. Bill's guitar he made it himself from a Martin kit, more or less. It was more or less parts that he picked out while he was touring the Martin factory. So, anyway, Bill built his guitar in my shop.
Back in 2015.
2015.
Yep. So it's getting up there. Oh, I already got a Willie Nelson rub here.
Okay. What are you going to do? What key?
Well, what do we want to do? Okay. We want to do a John Hartford tune?
Yeah, love John Hartford. We're going to do a John Hartford song, and we're going to do it in the key of
Dog.
D dog.
Where does an old-time riverman go after he passes away? If we fall to the ear of the man who steers, saying, hold her on that notch. There's a gentle breeze as the river sneaks, saying, son, I'm going to bed. Then they light their pipes and go off in the night. Was that fireflies instead? Okay, Jerry. Where does an old-time riverman go after his jewels are down? Does he go up the hill but never come back from the quiet side of town? Does his soul live on in the engine song while the striker checks the gear? Is he still afloat in an old steamboat after he's gone from here? Help me out, Jerry. Does he then come back as a channel cat or a wasp that lights on the wheel, or a bird up high in the summer sky, or a fish swimming under the keel, or a fish swimming under the keel?
Very nice job. We're sure getting a lot of fine compliments, and I really do thank you for that. We appreciate it. And someone said, well, all the work that I did on these microphones and getting all this equipment set up was worth it. Well, I'm glad it was worth it, because trust me, it was some work. It really was. You would not believe how many hoops I jumped through to get this to work. And even at 4 o'clock this afternoon, one of the ports on this thing quit working. And I'm going, what is up with that? And I tried 4 different mics in there, and finally I tried a 5th mic, and it started working. So I don't know what was up with that. Crazy. Just stuff, if it can, it will, you know. But anyway, we got some super chats here. Carolyn Fike, thank you very kindly. Sassy Sue, thank you. Dottie Hillebrand asked me to do Father of Bluegrass. I think we've got time to get through one more round, and then I'll do Father of Bluegrass as my last song. So let me try to do the Statler Brothers request that we got, Silver Medals and Sweet Memories. I don't do this song very often, but I'll give it a shot here and see if I can get through it. It's in the key of G. Just some pictures on the table and some letters Mama say, and a costume brooch from England. On the back it has engraved, "To Eileen, I love you, London 1943." And she never heard from him again, and he never heard of me. And the war still ain't over for Mama. Every night in her dreams she still sees the young face of someone who left her, silver medals and sweet memories. In Mama's bedroom closet, to this day on her top shelf, there's a flag folded three-cornered, laying all by itself. The sergeant would surely be honored to know how pretty she still is. And that after all these lonely years, there's Eileen still here. And the war still ain't over for Mama. Every night in her dreams she still sees the young face of someone who left her, silver medals and sweet memories. Silver medals and sweet memories. Well, I know I was missing a chord or two in that song, but I did the best I could.
Great song.
It's a great song. That's a really well written song. You know, there's just some songs that are just better written than others, and that's one of them. That's a really well written song.
Well, what do you want? One I don't know or one I might know?
It doesn't really matter the way I play.
Okay.
You can play either one of them.
You want to do the one you...
Yeah, we can.
My standard line is I can screw up any song in any key. It doesn't really matter.
Can we need to get a microphone to Dawn.
To Don,
Yeah.
as in a vocal microphone?
Yes,
As
he's gonna.
in a
He's
vocal.
gonna.
Will this work if I slide
Well,
it back there?
Oh, I just
Well,
lean that
how about
way.
him just using his bass mic instead and just flip it up there and just not have it on the bass for a change?
Okay.
Because it's a vocal mic anyway.
I don't remember if we've done this on air or not, but
We may have once.
it's
Can you get to
it's
it?
one
Yeah,
we
yeah.
really like, so we're gonna do it.
Okay.
Send me the pillow.
Send me the pillow. All right. I
Yeah.
kind of thought that might be in mind.
We're in B flat. This is an old
Since he
country
hasn't
song.
picked anything yet,
Yeah.
we're gonna let him sing.
Old country song from the early 60s called Send Me the Pillow. Send me the pillow that you dream on. Don't you know I still care for you? Send me the pillow that you dream on, so darling I can dream on it too. Each night while I'm sleeping, oh so lonely, I share your love and dreams that once were true. Send me the pillow that you dream on, so darling I can dream on it too. I've waited so long for you to write me, but just the memory's all that's left of you. Send me the pillow that you dream on, so darling I can dream on it too. So darling I can dream on it too.
Mighty fine. Someone said you were a little too close to the mic, so I thought I'll just pull it back a little bit there. See there, you didn't even miss a beat. I'm up there in your face, jerking microphones around.
About missed your chair.
Yeah, I did, just about. I bumped into this. I just about tore everything down there. This is a lot tighter than it may look on the video. It's really a very tight quarters here.
Oh, is he good?
He's back, yep.
I'm not sure where we're going to put Leon when he comes back. This is not a whole lot of room.
He can be heard and not seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That banjo's got its own amplifier.
Yeah, we may have to put him in this little crack of a space right here.
Put him in the recliner.
Yeah, maybe over there. I don't know. We'll find a place, I'm sure.
This room right here.
Yeah, in front of that black guitar, maybe we can fit him in there. Of course, that bass mic will have to move. Anyway, we'll make it happen. Who's up?
Oh, me, I guess. Let's do a little bit of Fireball Mail.
Fireball Mail in the G of keys.
Can I play old John Henry or something?
Okay.
job there, Fireball Mail. And we have broken 300. We're at 319 viewers. That's the first time we broke 300 in a long time. I think when we first started doing them, we were hitting 300 or somewhere around that number. So that's good. And getting really nice compliments. Very, very nice. Let's see. I thought I saw another request there too, but I forgot what it was now. Bill, have you got one?
Yeah, we'll do another little gospel here, I guess. There's a little mountain church in the thoughts of yesterday, where people gather for the Lord. There's an old-time preacher preached a straight and narrow way for what few coins the congregation could afford. Dressed in all our Sunday best, we sit in pews of solid oak. I remember the music filled the air, and Mama sounded like an angel in those high soprano notes. When the roll was called up, yonder I'll be there. Looking back now on that little mountain church house has become my life's cornerstone. It was there in that little mountain church house I first heard the word that based my life upon. All-day Sunday meetings and dinner on the ground. Many were the souls that were revived, and the brothers and the sisters gone off to glory land, sleep in peace in the maple grove nearby. Looking back now on that little mountain church house has become my life's cornerstone. It was there in that little mountain church house I first heard the word based my life upon. Looking back now on that little mountain church house has become my life's cornerstone. It was there in that little mountain church house I first heard the word based my life upon. I first heard the word based my life upon.
Well, we're got a couple of requests to play another hour. It does seem like it's going over pretty well tonight, so thank you for all the nice compliments. We really do appreciate that. If you want to help support the band a little bit, that's okay with us too. Super chats are always welcome, or if you want, you can send a PayPal, something like that. We appreciate it. We really do. I'll tell you what, I didn't get to do a gospel song tonight. I don't remember anyway. Well, actually, I did Vine Covered Church. I was thinking maybe doing a gospel song and then ending with Father Bluegrass, if that's okay with y'all.
Absolutely, yes.
Let's go to D. We're going to be in the key of D, dog.
Somewhere beyond the grave, there is a land that Jesus went to prepare by his own hand. And for the saved by grace, there is a resting place. And in a few more days, it will be mine. Some call it heaven, I call it home. Some call it dreaming, so let me dream on. Some call it paradise, somewhere beyond the sky. Some call it heaven, I call it home. Someone said you can't go back home again, and that things will not ever be as good as they've been. Well, I've got good news for you. When heaven comes into view, one glimpse and you'll know the best is yet to come. Some call it heaven, I call it home. Some call it dreaming, so let me dream on. Some call it paradise, somewhere beyond the sky. Some call it heaven, I call it home. Some call it heaven, I call it home.
I ran out of air. Oh, that's a good old song. I think Paul Williams had that one out, didn't he? Well, I'm going to do one of the very first bluegrass songs, probably the first bluegrass song that I ever wrote. It's called The Father of Bluegrass. I started to write this about my Uncle Don Brown, and then later decided to change it to the Father of Bluegrass himself, Mr. Bill Monroe. We're going to do this. We'll do it simple tonight. Let's just do it in G. And it's just got the standard 1-4-5, I think. I don't think it even has a 2-chord in it. Everybody gets a break on this one, including Mr. Don back there.
Get ready.
Bill Monroe is the father of bluegrass. He's the one that gave us all this joy. He picked up an old Gibson mandolin and he formed a band called the Bluegrass Boys. He's known far and wide for his picking, and we've now Bill, he's really getting up there, but his music's his friend.
besides getting choked on the word dobro,
I'll choke you every time.
I think we are through now, as they say. So thank you all for being here tonight. I appreciate it. And thank you all for doing your part in showing up here tonight and putting us over the 300 mark again, and for all those wonderful super chats and the very fine compliments. We really do appreciate it. And those of you who are up around at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time in the morning, I'll have my vlog in the morning and show you the current status of the water wheel, which I did complete today. And I don't know what else, but we'll find something else too. So thank you so much. We will see you on the next video.